I am Prime Minister National Grand Sheikh Durriyyah Bey, and I am the founder and head instructor of online schooling for Moorish children. And we're having Community Day, which is today, Thursday, October 27th of 2022. And what we're going to be doing today is learning how to wrap our turbans. We're going to be learning about wrapping turbans, the importance of the turban, wrapping it in school today, and all about feathers. So today, I want to do a demonstration that I can record for the children and anyone else who needs to learn how to wrap a Moorish turban. That is what I'm going to be doing right now. So I'm going to start off with this red turban here. And what I'm going to do is show quickly how to wrap this turban several different ways. So the first way I'm going to show how to wrap the turban is that I'm going to put it over my head, and I'm going to have one long side and one short side. So I want to be able to adjust it so you all can see that. So there's going to be one long side to my left. Always make sure you have a cover over your head. Cover your hair with something, some kind of cap that you have. Like me, I like to wear this cap. It's nice and smooth on my head. It feels comfortable. Something that makes you feel comfortable to cover your hair with so you don't soil your turban, and also just to keep it from rubbing against your hair and things like that. So here it is. So this is the short side for me. This is the short side, and this is the long side. So I'm going to use my chin, and I'm going to hold this side of the fabric, and I'm going to take the long side, and I'm going to put my hand just like you see me doing here, and I'm going to wrap this around the base of my head just like this. Wrapping it around the base of my head just like this. And I'm going to pull it, and I'm turning, I'm going to pull it, and I'm wrapping it around the base of my head as I'm coming back around right into a beginning V shape. So I'm going to see right here, I'm going to push this up a little, and right there is where I'm going to start my V. And I'm going to start to tuck it in here, push it in, and I'm going to tuck it. All right, so that's tucked in on that side. Always clear your ear, making sure your ear is nice and flat so you don't get a headache. And then I'm going to take this part, and I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to come across my forehead here again, and this is in a V, so you can see it. It's in a V. I'm going to start tucking my extra, tucking it around, just tucking it around so you see the V, and I'm going to twist this, and I'm going to tuck it right inside there. And I'm going to, so you can see I'm just tucking it. I'm just tucking it. I'm just tucking it. Tucking it. And there, I'm just tucking it in so it's nice and smooth. Nice and smooth so you can see that. And this is my V. And here, and you could leave the folds or you can smooth it out as much as you like. I like mine to be nice and smooth and round. So, and that's the first turban right there. So I'm going to turn around and see if you can see that. You can see that. You can see that. You can see that. All right, so that will be the very first turban that I do. Now I'm going to show you another way to wrap this turban as well. All right, it's another way to wrap this turban as well. And so we're going to go ahead and do that. And I just needed to make it bigger so you all could see, what I've done with the first turban. And like I said, it's wrapped all the way around. All the way around. So now I'm going to take off this turban. I'm going to just loosen it up. And I'm going to show you another way to wrap your turban. Same turban. Now we're going to place this in the middle of our heads with both sides even. If you can see that, both sides are even. I'm going to pull this back just a little. And a lot of sisters like to wear their turbans this way because it's a little bit more fancier. All right, as long as you have the V, that's important. I'm going to pull this up into a V shape right there. And a lot of times with this style, you want more fabric. This is about 2 yards that I have right here. You want to have more fabric when you're doing this one. But, I've been doing this for a long time. And you can still do it with this one. So you see I'm crossing here with the V. And I'm going to tie it in the back. I'm going to just make it nice and snug in the back. And I'm going to tie it right here in the back. Just like that, and pull it tight. All right, just like that. Then I'm going to come around and I'm going to form my V, making sure my ears are nice and flat so we don't have a headache here. And I'm going to fix my V just like that. And then I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to always like to take this side first and smooth it out. You can roll it or smooth it, whatever, and you're going to tuck it in right here in the top of the turban. So you're going to tuck it in right there and kind of push it down. It's really important when you're making your turban that you make sure it's nice and tight, you know, inside the folds. That's the most important part. You don't want your turban falling apart, you know, maybe at the end of the day after you're exhausted, but not when you're running around and about. All right, and so there we are. And again, the V, because you want to put your button right there. We do, as Moorish Americans, wear buttons. I don't wear mine as much as I should, but we should wear buttons on our turbans. They say MA, which is Moorish American. And again, if you can see the V, very important. The V, very important, right? I'm going to spin around again, and you're going to see it from the back. You see it from the back. All right, there we have it. That is how 2 ways to wrap the turban. Now I'm going to go to way number 3. And the third way to wrap your turban is make it higher. I call it the Badu wrap. All right. And so when you want to do that particular wrap, you have to put some things. If you have long locks, I used to have really long locks, so I could stack it up there with the locks, but I don't have really long locks right now, so I have all my hair cut. I cut all my hair off because I needed to get some new energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack it with these pieces of fabric, these pieces of turbans, or I like to use the soft turbans or whatever. However high you want, you're going to stack it right on top of your head like that. However high you want to stack it. You're going to stack it there. And what you're going to do is put whatever you have to tie it down. So whether you use a scarf, I'm going to continue to use this piece that I use. This is what I use when I'm wrapping my head. So I'm going to continue to use this. But you just want to get it nice and balanced on your head. Nice and balanced. And this nice and balanced on your head. And make it high. You know, you can make it as high as you want to make it. And then you want to tie it tight. Whatever scarf you have, you want to kind of just tie it tight so that it doesn't come, you know, loose. And you see there, it's kind of high. And you can use as much as you want, as high as you want. Remember, the higher you go, the more fabric you need, all right? The higher you go, the more fabric you're going to need, all right? I'm just going to tie this right here, nice and just like this, right? And there we go. So I have that there, and you can tuck this or whatever. This is just how I do it. You can kind of tie it any kind of way. Most people probably don't want that right there in the front. And I'm going to wrap this twice. I'm going to make it high. I'm going to wrap it twice. All right, and so the first thing I'm going to do is I have this white turban. I like to put a lighter color if I'm going to use 2 turbans. So again, the same way we did, this is the second way of wrapping the turban. I'm going to take this one, and I am going to fold them over and make sure I'm covering all of this as I have something color different. Fold them over, and I'm not so much worried about this one folding the ends in because it's going to be underneath. So I'm just going to wrap it again just like this. Okay, making it, you know, the V. And I'm going to make it nice and tight because remember I have this high part here. So I'm just going to tie it again in the back, just like that. And what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to make a V, but I'm going to just tuck it in, just tucking it in on the sides. And this helps you get a nice smooth turban. It helps you with the height and also securing the pieces that you put in, because like most of the people that have locks, you can stack your locks. I used to stack my locks, so I never needed to put anything under. So I really miss my locks at this point because, I have now when I want to do this, I need to put something underneath. So only cut your locks if you need to. If you need energy, new energy, your locks, a lot when I burned my hand, just to make a long story short, I had other people doing my hair. The energy was not good. And so I wind up cutting my locks off because the energy just wasn't there. All right. So now I got that on there. And as you can see, I just kind of put it on and wrapped it around. Now I'm going to put the red one on top of the white. And if you want to blend colors, you can do it like that by showing some of the white or whatever. But I'm just using it for a base. And then now I'm going to, again, the same thing here. Got this covered up. My V is already established in the white. And I'm going to now come around with the red. And I'm going to do the same thing. These are nice finished edges. But if you don't have finished edges, you're going to need to fold them over. Again. And again, you pull and you stretch this. And you make it as tight as you can. As tight as you're comfortable with. Because I like my turbans nice and tight. Some people get headaches very easily and, so they can't have it tight like that. And that's fine if you get a headache very easily. But, I don't have headaches very easily. I have a pretty good diet, so I don't have headaches. Every now and then I have a headache. And you notice I'm saying headache because it's a ache in your head. It's a headache. Not a headache. It's a headache, okay? All right, so I'm going to now, I'm just establishing my turban the way I want it to look. And my V, and there we are. So I have my V there, and now I want to tuck, but I also want to fix here because I want to have that nice V. The most important things for us is to have the V in our turban. And so before I finish my final tucks, I want to make sure that I have that nice V, and I didn't bring a button down with me, but I would put the button there, but I'm going to go ahead and start to tuck. I always like to take this side first, maybe because I'm right-handed, I don't know. And I pull it and I tuck it, as I showed you earlier, right? So you can find any of your folds where it'll tuck into. And I'm just going to tuck it into that fold right there. And make sure that it's tucked into that fold. This is real time, so, any bloops or anything, you're going to see whatever. Because this is a real time that we're doing this in. And I'm going to push this right down inside there. All right. And that's tucked. All right. And I call it the Badu. Badu, she had her turbans like really high up. Beautiful. I'm walk down the street. I'm thinking, oh, got to keep good energy thoughts because I don't want my turban to fall off my head. But, practice, and more practice. All right. All right, so now I have that tucked, and there you have it. I trust you all can see that. I know this may be a little grainy, but there we are. I like to wear my turbans like this, especially when I'm getting dressed and I'm going out somewhere, put my earrings on and everything, and have my turban to go. There we are. And there we are. And there we are. So now I'm going to turn around so you all can see it. You can see it all nice and tucked in and smooth. All nice and tucked in and smooth. And there you have it. That is how you wrap a Moorish turban in 3 different ways. So we showed you the basic way where you put the turban on your head. You use your chin to tuck it under. You have the short part here, the long part here. And then once you establish that, you start to wrap it around your head or the circle, like the prophet instructs us in a circle, and pull it around, right? And then you bring the short part up and pull it around and tuck it nice and smooth. And the second way was, remember that you pull both ends together, and then you just, both ends together gives you a little bit more height and style, and then you can just fold it over. And then the third way is the higher turban, that look where you want that nice crown look. And that is when you have to make sure if you have nice long locks, you can put your locks up there and stack them and set it over there and beautifully smooth. But if not, you have to do like I just did, which is use some fabric and put it in there, nice soft fabric that doesn't make you feel your head itchy or anything like that. use your scarf or tie to hold it down. And then I like to put 2 turbans on, one to hold the first base, and then the second one to the color style that I'm going to use. And that is how I wrap my turbans, all right? So everyone's been asking me to do a turban wrapping demonstration for a long time, and so my students got it from me. You know, I love you all so much. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, or well, today now, because it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. But I'm looking forward to having that time with you all in the turban wrapping session, talking about our ancient headwear, our turban, and why it's so important that we do wear our crown chakra, and we have our V here in our turbans. We're going to talk about why that V is so important in our turban and what it represents tomorrow. So we're really excited about that. If you know anyone that's going to our online schooling, we're at Online Schooling for Moorish Children. You can reach us at our website is onlineschooling4moorishchildren.com. Online schooling for moorishchildren.com. That is our website. If you would like to reach us, our email is education4moorishchildren@gmail.com. That's education 4 moorishchildren@gmail.com, or info at onlineschooling4moorishchildren.com. All right, so that is it for us today with the turban wrapping session. I trust everyone did enjoy themselves. I know I did, and I will see you soon. Until then, be safe. All right, Assalamu alaikum, Hotep, Maslam. Peace and blessings, everyone. Allahu Akbar.